Okay, we are live.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our presentation on best practices of Google Tools for the classroom, Stony Brook course number EST 527. I'd like to introduce you to my colleagues. I have with us tonight Mary Beth Laverso, and I have Susan Dubois. And today we're going to be presenting the Google Keep app. Google Keep is an app that takes you from basic note-taking to organizational skills. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm going to take you to my Google Keep. Okay, so this is what a Google Keep looks like. And you can see that a Google Keep capitalizes on some of Google's fantastic features to help students and teachers keep up with the demands of a busy school life. So some of the best practices of Google Keep are you can share assignments, as this note shows you, with your class. You can share notes with other colleagues. You can actually set reminders so you won't miss any deadlines. You can add images and web links and for easy access for students. And you can also copy it into Google Docs, so you can always store it there. You can also go up to the top to tab, and you can double right click, and you can pin the tab so that it will be there for you for easy access as the day goes on. Some of the features of Google Keep are that you can access your Google Keep through your waffle over here. So you would just find Google Keep and you would click on it. You can also access it through the Chrome Web Store as well as keep.google.com. You can navigate through the Google Keep through your main menu over here, which are the three bars on the left-hand side. And this will give you all of the areas that you need to access to work on in your Google Keep. You can also view it two ways. You can view it as a list, and you can also view it as a grid view, and that's up at the top right-hand corner. You can create a note, and you have some menu items here under creating a note. That would be your reminder, your share button, your color change, you're adding images, you can archive, and then there are more options like adding labels and showing checkboxes. So I'm going to hand this over to Susan and Mary Beth, and they're going to show you how to create a note and how to use all the features in Google Keep.
All right, hello everyone. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to begin with showing you how to take a note. All right, so here we have my Google Keep, and the note that I'm going to make is a reminder to edit my Google video. So for my title, I'm going to title it the name of the class, EST 527, and my note is going to say make, or maybe we'll do revise Google video. And then, like Lisa said, I have a bunch of options on the bottom of what I can choose to do with this note. So I'm going to first choose to remind myself to do this. And I can choose to remind myself tomorrow, next week. I can pick a date and a time, and I can also pick a place if I'd like. So I'm going to pick a date and a time. And I'm going to pick the 15th, so on Friday. And I'm going to have it remind me. It gives you an option of either changing the time, or you can just put morning, afternoon, evening, night, or choose a custom time. I'll just stick with 8 a.m. Stick with the morning, and then I'm going to save that reminder. Now, I can also choose to share this note with other people. So, for example, Lisa and Mary Beth also have to do that task, so I'm going to share it with both of them. So in order to share, you start typing their name. And then what you have to remember to do is you have to click the check so that you can add another person if you'd like. So now I'm going to add Mary Beth. I'm going to click the check again. And now this note will be shared with both of them. I'm going to save that. Now there's other options which you can change the color of the note, which Mary Beth will go into in more detail. You can add an image. So click add an image. It's going to bring up your pictures. I'm going to put, you can really put any image you want, but I'm going to put a simple Google image in there. Okay, and now my note has the Google image and it has the rest of what I added in there. You can also choose to archive your note, which I'm going to go into in more detail in a second. And then you have 3 dots right here, which give you even more options. So you can delete your note. You can add a label, which Mary Beth will go into in more detail. You can make a copy. So I'll do that, make a copy. Now I have 2 of the same note. You can copy to Google Docs. So I'm going to click copy to Google Doc. And what that's going to do, if I was to open my Google Drive right now, this note would be in a Google document for me to view. So I'm going to delete this note, confirm that I want to delete it, and now I'm going to go into my trash, and here's all of the items that I have deleted. They're now in my trash, and they will be completely deleted after 7 days, or I can choose to empty my trash now. If I go back to my notes, I can also choose to do the option to archive my note, which I'll do. You can also choose to undo it. So if I undo that, it's going to be unarchived. Now if I go into my archive, there's one right there. Okay. And other than that, one of the other options that you can do is you can actually use Google Keep on your mobile app. And on your mobile app, there's an option to record yourself speaking, and it will change your voice to text to put that in a note. So now Mary Beth is going to take over, and she's going to explain some other great features of Google Keep.
Can you just delete the note? That's where we screwed up.
Oh, delete it? Sure, absolutely. All right, so I will go back. And, oh, so I deleted the one that I shared with you?
Yes.
So here we go. If I want to, I can also restore it. So I'll restore it for Mary Beth. Okay. Is it set to go now?
Yes. So I'm going to now share my screen also. And this is my Google Keep. I'm just looking for the one. All right, so I'm going to show you how to create a label and add colors and organization to your Google Keep. And first thing I'm going to do is refresh and see if Susan's note comes up, which I'm not seeing. But I'll go into the other stuff. First of all, how to search for a note. So I'm looking at my Google Keep. One of the things you can do, like in anything else, you can go up to the top bar where it says search, and I'm going to search my shopping list, and there it comes up. So when you find what you're searching for, you click on it, and it brings you up into the note. And in doing this, I have my shopping list already created, but again, as I go shopping, I want to be able to cross off, like I would on a piece of paper, the list. So if you go to the bottom here and you go to the 3 dots, one of the options that it gives you is to show check boxes. So if I click check boxes, now it gives the list with check boxes, and as I go and I buy something, or if I get something or I've done something, I can click in the box, it checks it off, it puts a little X through it, doesn't get rid of it, and brings it to the bottom of my list. So then I know I have less things. I can even still add another item to this, and I can just say deodorant or whatever I wanted to buy, and it will then add another list. And again, as I do it, I can click it on there. So that's how you would use the check boxes, which would be very helpful. And again, when you're done, it brings you back here. And to get back to all of your little Google Notes, you would just click on the X in the upper corner. The other thing I can do is I can show you, I have mine in what they call a grid view. I like to see all my Google Notes together. So, but the other thing, if you go to the upper right-hand corner, there's something called 2 lines. It will say list view, and it will list them in the order that you want them to appear. As you can see, As Susan showed you, there are notes with pictures, there are notes with checklists, and as the other thing I'm going to show you is the different colors. So I'm going to put it back to my grid view. And in this, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to the main menu in the upper left-hand corner, which are the 3 list view. And on here, these are the several things. You can do all of your reminders here. If you click on this, right now I don't have any reminders coming up, but you could see which notes you would have reminders for. You can also create a label. These are all the labels I have, and what you would do is you would click on create a new label, and I'll call this Google Classes, Google Class, and click on the checkbox, and it creates, again, that's very important to create in the checkbox, and it creates a new label. If you don't click the check, it will not create the new label, and click Done. If I go back to my labels, Google Classes shows up. Also, in here, you can find all of your archive notes. An old one I have is redo videos, and you can restore them at any time that you want. I can delete it, and by doing this, I can restore them. Also, in the trash, you will find any notes that you threw out, and again, as Susan said, they'll be there for 7 days, or you can empty your trash now, which I just did, just like you would do on any email. And then in your settings, it has, again, your settings, some of the couple of unique features is that you can make sure that you enable, in your settings, make sure that you have these items enabled, that if you want to add, when you're typing a list, that it adds new items to the bottom. You could click that or unclick that. And then move checked items to the bottom. So once you check something off, it'll move to the bottom like you saw. If you don't, it'll just cross them off. You also need to know, make sure that you would enable sharing in this case if you want to share any notes, as Susan did with us. So I'll go back to my notes, and I'm going to search. I'm going to refresh one more time. One of the other things I do also is you can change colors of your notes. I keep my notes organized in color. If you click on the little palette, you can choose the colors that your notes are, so you can change it to any color you would prefer on here. I label mine by what the topic is. So all my work notes are blue, as you can see here. All of my personal notes are a salmon color. And all my stuff for my kids' high school are a kind of yellowish color. And you can see all of that. And those are all the features of Google Notes. Also, think about using Google Keep as a Post-it for your computer. They're like little Post-it notes. And as you can see, it can also be used for all of your needs, personal and educational. And that is pretty much all of Google Keep in a nutshell. Thank you for viewing our presentation.